So I'm Sandra Filen, and one of the products that I'm very passionate about is the settlement trust space. If somebody is involved in a road accident or they have an incident of medical negligence, they would obviously go and see an attorney who would put a case together, and at the end of the day there would be a settlement. In many cases there are minors or people that are not capable of looking after their own funds, and in those cases a judge would then decide this cannot be placed in the hands of that beneficiary or their parents, and that it would need to go into a trust. And that's where we come in and act as the trustee of those trusts. This space is called the fiduciary space, and what that basically means is that somebody is standing in the gap for a person and looking after their funds for them, managing them, and they take control of those funds. So any funds that go in there are owned by the trust, and the trustees manage that on their behalf. We take that responsibility very seriously, and there are many rules and laws and things that govern how we can do that. So the biggest feature, I would say, of a settlement trust is the fact that there is security around that money. The whole reason why a judge insisted it went into trust was so that it could be protected. We have many situations, even when it is in trust, where family members try and access that money, where long-lost relatives suddenly arrive because they've heard. There's even been some cases, our Durban attorneys have had cases where people have been murdered for their RAF settlements, and it's very scary. So that is certainly one of the biggest things, is that security, and the fact that if we buy a house, for instance, in a trust, which is something that we really like to do, that house can't be taken away from you because you got into debt as the beneficiary or somebody's after you for money. That property is secure, and you have somewhere to stay for the rest of your life. In this space we have two parties. We have the attorney and we have the beneficiary, and both of those are our clients. Every now and then we'll get somebody directly, but mainly it's through attorneys. So we have tried to make the process as smooth as possible for them by offering them various features. For instance, we have set up an app. Often when an attorney is at court or the advocate is at court, they will be told we require a letter of consent by the trustees to act. The judge wants it now. So now they have an app, they can download everything in there and just push a button and it'll email them the letter of consent which says Fedgroup is happy to act. So in that way we've tried to help them to streamline their systems. And as far as the beneficiary goes, we have a dedicated person that meets with all the beneficiaries long before the trust is even established, just to explain to them this is what the trust is. This is how it's going to work going forward, what are the needs of the beneficiary, so that by the time it is set up and we do have the money, we know exactly what needs to be done. There's no delay. That say within 48 hours we can start paying the client. We really feel like we're offering something that is different to what is out there. Obviously we come into contact with a lot of attorneys and even clients who have in the past felt like they're just another number, especially to the big organisations, where we are really trying to come across with a personal aspect, that we understand you are not a number, you are a person, and we can make a difference. And that's what I enjoy about the job that I do. I know that I make a difference in many people's lives by the things that we are able to do through those trusts.